Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group and Century Plea.
Good evening. The hijab activists have lost the plot. They have not realized that across India they are looking desperately political and foolish. Everyone has started questioning them. They say they will not even listen anymore to the courts of the country. Some of them say they will start chopping off people's hands and heads and take their battle to the streets. And because some Muslim countries are backing them, they've started getting even more emboldened. In courts, they talk about laws in other countries, which means they have no respect for laws in India. They keep talking about their religious identity, and when some of them come on my show, they say, and I'm horrified when I hear it, they say, it's religion first for us, not nation first. Religion first, not nation first, which shows you their mentality. The fact of the matter is that we here at Republic have challenged them logically and legally and made their poor attempt to try and polarize fail. Today, the vast majority of Muslim women are backing our position. The position that in a secular India attempts to make it religion first and not nation first. And to do so by undermining uniforms, whether in educational institutions or the armed forces tomorrow, is not just undesirable, it is dangerous. And so they have lost the debate. And they are now trying to threaten and blackmail and exposing their contradiction. They say, don't respect the courts and the constitution, and they want to override them. This network, sworn to nationalism and national interest alone, is asking all those who want to use the hijab to divide to end the protests. We are calling upon them to end the protests and trust the courts. Whatever they say or think, the fact is, there is a process by which this country runs. And nobody, no Shaheen Bagh group, no Tukre gang, no polarizing force can ever sidestep that. Let's debate, ladies and gentlemen. Debate number one. They don't like it when I say it to them, but the fact is, the hijab issue has become a complete and utter washout in India. Debate number one. Debate number two tonight. There are some who are building a hype about World War III. If you see today's developments, I don't think there's World War III happening. Let's see. We'll talk more about this on the latest moves and what Putin may or may not do. And here are the headlines this Tuesday evening on the debate tonight. Desperate attempts to keep the hijab issue alive as it becomes a washout across India. As they shift the goalposts in court, are they completely losing ground now? Russia keeps the world guessing. Putin says he does not want a war. Who blinked first? Ukraine questions claim that Russian troops have been pulled back. India has issued an advisory to stranded students, given them the option of evacuating temporarily.
I would continue to pursue public causes and national causes outside the party fold because I believe that within the party fold, I am unable, consistent with my dignity, to make a contribution.
And another one bites the dust after almost 4 decades. In the Vadra Congress, Ashwini Kumar quits the Congress and exposes its crumbling, ineffective, incompetent leadership. But first we shall look at things in perspective. For we need to tonight. They instigated students. They backed protests across India. They warned of violence. They even got Pakistani support and made hijab their number one campaign issue almost a month after it began. Thanks to the tireless efforts of activists, Muslim women, and the Republic Media Network, the hijab issue is heading to a washout, complete flop, washout. And those who played a role in pushing it are losing legal ground. Ladies and gentlemen, how has this hijab issue become a flop? Let's debate.
This is Shivamogga district of Karnataka. Students protesting, demanding they be allowed to wear the hijab inside classrooms. They protested and returned home. This is Chikkamangaluru. Parents protesting for the hijab to be allowed in class. In Kalaburgi, Karnataka, students decided to do a mass boycott over the hijab. In Kodagu, 20 students asked for hijabs to be allowed in class, denied permission, they went back home. Just 4 of the videos that emerged today of attempts made despite the court in its interim order saying that all religious attire should be avoided till a verdict is delivered. As the marathon hearing on hijab continued in the Karnataka High Court, 4 or 5 critical moments in the courtroom. One, the petitioners perhaps watering down their stand. At one point asking for a positive step and an enjoyable environment to be created in campuses and in classrooms. Second, saying that the issue is actually about giving a few people exception on wearing the hijab. Third, adding that a small exception, if given, will be in line with the freedom of speech. Essentially, they wanted the interim order changed. They opposed the interim order that barred students from wearing hijabs in classrooms. And finally, as they cited South African and Canadian judgments, even the court had to intervene and ask what the relevance of these foreign judgments were in the context to our Indian constitution. As the hijab issue fails to find legal ground, even the petitioners, the students who fronted the battle, want to seek adjournment till the elections are over. A belated realization of the politics using hijab.
Well, it's a clearly manufactured conspiracy. Students who were demanding an urgent hearing and an interim relief are now pleading that the matter be heard after the elections in the states.
From seeking an urgent hearing,
भारत देश में कई कल्चर्स हैं और आर्टिकल 29 जो है एक एब्सोल्यूट राइट है, फंडामेंटल राइट है.
to making it a slogan in speeches.
एक महिला का अधिकार है, वो बिकिनी पहनना चाहे, वो हिजाब पहनना चाहे, इसमें कोई राजनीति की बात नहीं और ना होनी चाहिए.
To linking hijab to crime rates.
हिंदुस्तान के अंदर मेरे ख्याल से रेप रेट जो है वो सबसे हाईएस्ट हिंदुस्तान के अंदर है. वजह क्या है? ये गोशे पर्दे में नहीं होने की वजह से.
To competing for the hardline vote.
हमारे देश की बहन बेटियों के आत्मसम्मान पर हमला है. हमारे हिजाब पर या हमारे आंचल पर हाथ डालने वालों के हम हाथ काट देंगे.
It's clear now that the desperate attempts to keep the hijab issue alive is slowly fading away. Let's debate.
Complete washout. You know, what you call typically a flop. This has been a flop. They tried very hard. Subohi, Ishkaran, Dr. Zeenat Shaukat Ali and Sanju Verma, people like Atikur Rahman, Lubna Sarwat, Waris Pathan, all of these who are on my program today, they tried very hard, very, very hard. They gave it everything they got. But it has been a complete flop. And today, Dr. Lubna Sarwat, I want to invite you into the debate with Subuhi Khan. And I want you to understand, really introspect today on why you failed. You did everything, you provoked. Some of you said we will chop off people's hands. Some of you said we will chop off people's heads. Some people made stupid comments like in India, women are being raped because they are not wearing the hijab or they are not covering themselves properly. But you know, it was such a terrible flop because today now women, young girls are Muslim girls. They are going and removing their hijab and going into classes. And they are saying that for us, teachers are like our gods. You know, where same places which you wanted to storm, where you wanted communal Hindu-Muslim tension, Muslim girls are going, removing the hijab, coming out, coming in, attending the classes, coming out, wearing the hijab and carrying on. Okay. And they are saying, and I quote one of them, they said, I'm a Muslim girl. I wear the hijab. But Subhi said, I don't wear the hijab in the classroom. Anybody can try and force me to, but I don't wear the hijab in the classroom. When I enter the classroom, I sit with the students wearing a uniform like any other student. So people like Lubna, you know, who tried to make this a very, very sort of polarizing issue, don't you think, Subhi, they must begin by acknowledging that they have utterly failed, utterly and absolutely failed today to provoke people?
Yes. Arnab, I'm actually really happy today that efforts, like our collective efforts, have actually given us this position that we can see that a big majority of Muslim women are supporting our position, and our position is standing with the country. I want to tell all these pro-hijab women activists that we have never been against covering the head, or we have never been against any dress code whatsoever. What we were trying to say is that when you go to a public place, you have to follow the rules and regulations of that public institution. If you are living in a state, you have to follow, like for example, these girls in Karnataka, they have to follow the provisions mentioned in Karnataka Education Act. If the education policy and a dress code policy of your state prohibits you from wearing something to a public institution, you're supposed to follow that. You know, your religious identity is secondary, but if you're residing in India, if you're residing in a particular state, your primary identity is of that, you know, country or of that state. A supplementary identity is there, but it cannot defy all the rules and regulations of the country or the state. And I'm so glad that rational people have understood this. They have been trying to just create it a matter of religion, while it is not even mentioned in Quran that you have that it's mandatory to wear a niqab or a veil. Then they were trying to hide behind constitution, and you were showing bite of OSC Sahab. He was saying Article 29 is an absolute right. I'm seriously surprised that he's a lawyer. He doesn't even know that no fundamental right is absolute. All fundamental rights are subject to certain limitations: public order, morality, health, decency, and the interest of the state in which you're residing. So these are so many reasons that they have been exposed, and they have to take a back foot and failed badly.
Yeah, you know, and it is this false propaganda, you know, Lubna, that you people tried to do. There is a government higher secondary Urdu school, you know, where students are allowed to wear the hijab because the school's rules permit them. Nobody is fighting about it. You wanted a fight. You wanted Hindu-Muslim tension. You know, every school has its own set of rules. Okay, somebody says wear white socks, somebody says wear black socks, it's their business. There is no tension. But Lubna, you tried very hard, and you need to understand today that nobody is listening to you. Nobody is listening to you. Do you know, even Lubna, the pictures that were there, it's very interesting, Subhi, the pictures of when some girls were being blocked from going in, there were men. There were Muslim men standing there saying they have to wear the hijab. I didn't see any Muslim women there. Large majority were Muslim men saying, oh, these girls have to wear the hijab. You see, this kind of patriarchy, this misogynistic approach, at least from someone like you, Dr. Sarwat, it's been very disappointing. Please acknowledge that your campaign has been an absolute disaster, a flop.
So am I replying now?
Yes, the question is to you.
Yeah. So first of all, I disown all your attributes where you say that I told that, you told that you will chop off the hands, you told this. I disown all your statements that you have attributed to me. Don't categorize people and generalize people into one category. You may have a pleasure in doing that, but I disown your comments, and I seek your apology, because I have never subscribed to such an idea that somebody chop off the hands. I've never done that. People know me, what I stand for. Okay, so you cannot attribute things to me. Now coming down to the actual topic, my stand right from the beginning was this, that the compulsory education is enshrined. The words used in the wisdom of our constitution makers was compulsory education. That means we want every Indian to be educated. Because in that only we see the leading light
Who
of
was
India
stopping
as a
you
global
from taking
leader.
education? Nobody was stopping you from taking
Who
education.
is intervening?
You
Who is
were only
intervening?
trying-
Who is
you were-
intervening?
Please,
Anchor Ji,
You
who
were
is
only
intervening?
trying to
Who
push
Her name is
Muslim
Subuhi
girls
Khan.
back
Who
to
is
madrasas.
intervening and why?
Her name is
You do not
Subuhi
want
Khan.
them to take modern
Who
education.
is intervening
You were
and
trying
why?
hard to
Who
push
is
them back to
intervening and why?
madrasas.
Who
That
is
was exactly
intervening
what
and
you
why?
were doing.
Some
And Arnab,
discipline
let me
means
tell
some
you
discipline.
why.
Some
Let me tell you
discipline.
why.
Some discipline.
Madam, just
Some
one
discipline.
statement.
Some
Let me tell
discipline.
you
No.
why.
Okay,
It
1
is
minute,
only
Subuhi.
a Muslim
Subuhi, just 1
who
minute.
has
Can
the
everyone calm down for a minute? 1 minute. Subuhi, just wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Some
Subuhi,
discipline.
Subuhi, just wait a
Some
minute.
discipline.
Wait a minute. You see,
No, this is
Dr.
wrong.
Dr.
This is
Lubna
wrong.
Sarwat,
No, Mr.
you know the
Arnab, I have not
problem
completed
with
my
your
point.
position is that you are very
you
intolerant
cannot
to
tell-
anybody's
you have
point
not
of view.
listened to my position.
There are-
You
you
have
are
not
so-
listened to my position. You have not
Dr.
listened.
Lubna
You
Sarwat,
interpreted
it's a
wrong things to
debate.
me and I had to clarify on them first.
It's
that
a debate.
this was a
It-
topic
yes,
argument.
yes. Good you
I
clarify.
condemn that woman who has done those statements.
No, no.
You didn't take my position and you're attributing to me. First, I had to clarify that.
Yes.
Now, when I came down to telling my position, Supuhi intervenes.
Yes,
and
she
you
intervened.
come in late. I am telling Anchor Ji, please intervene. Let there be some
But
discipline. Just give me
but
half
you
a
see,
minute.
Dr.
Give me half a
Sarwat,
minute.
Dr. Sarwat,
Give me
Lubna,
half
can
a
I say
minute.
something to
My
you?
stand was different. I am telling you right
Dr.
from the
Lubna
beginning,
Sarwat, can I say something to you?
affirmative action is not alien to India.
Yeah,
Affirmative
doc-
action is a part of the constitution
You
and
see,
of
I'll-
India.
I have a-
and we
doctor-
want every woman. We want every woman because India's women come out from different social backgrounds and constrained backgrounds. Out of those backgrounds, we want every woman to break the shackles and come and study. And when we say compulsory education, it was not a joke. It was that you come any which way.
No, no,
My
no.
dear daughter,
No, no, no.
beti, India ki beti, ab aa jao, pehle padho.
Okay, I'll
Pehle
tell
padhai,
you.
uske baad
Okay,
just
now
payment
if you
second.
have if you have completed your point, allow me, Dr. Sarwat.
Yes. you are
And I
allowed.
will
This is
bring
your
in
show.
Sanju Verma into the debate. I will bring in Zinat Shaukat Ali. This is the nature of my discussion. It's a debate. We disagree with each other. I would request you with folded hands not to show this level of intolerance towards the views of a progressive lawyer and activist from the Muslim community. Subuhi has every right to speak, and let me tell you, the majority of Muslim women are with her, not you. This is my view. Now the question here is this. Again, Atik has started shouting. Atik, who are you to decide what Muslim women will wear? Do they tell you what to wear? Do they tell you what to
Where
wear?
does she has the figure? She has the backing of majority of the Muslims. Where she is having the majority of the women with her. Where is the majority? Why she is criticizing the sea of burqa-clad women, demanding asserting their constitutional rights? Why she is against
Arnab,
them?
let me tell you where is the majority.
her
Let
Just
me
1 minute,
tell
I'll
you
fix
where
the
is
audio.
majority.
Subuhi, wait a while, moving it on. Now, Atik, just fixing your audio there. I'll fix your audio. Fact is, today, a student from the government PU college for girls in Udupi submitted a memorandum to the principal. Please, for God's sake, start regular classes. Because of 6 girls, entire college cannot suffer. You see, people like Waris Pathan are sitting there. Sanju, does it look to you like his life is being affected? No, he's enjoying it. He looks completely relaxed. He doesn't think about the education of the other girls. He just wants this disruption. He's desperate to keep the hijab controversy alive. And for the longest time, Waris, I'm telling you this, for the longest time, you and your B team tried to make the hijab issue into a women's rights issue. It's not a women's rights issue. You made it look like a religious issue. Today the mask is off. Your mask is off. Your mask is off. Your mask is off.
Started the hijab conspiracy.
Your mask is off.
Mr. Modi started. We were wearing hijab since 1400 years, and only in the month of September, some person, local teacher came there and he said that I don't like hijab. And then the Karnataka government issues a notification saying that hijab won't be permitted in the college. There was a lawyer on your panel, Arnab Goswami. She is supposed to be a lawyer, but she's ignorant about law and she's blaming us. I would like her to read Article 29 of the Constitution. Arnab, give me 10 seconds, it's very important. 29 of the Constitution says protection of interests of minorities. Any section of the citizens residing in the territory of India or any part thereof having a distinct language, script or culture of its own shall have the right to conserve the same. No citizen shall be denied admission into any educational institution maintained by the state or receiving aid out of state funds on grounds only of religion, race, caste, language or any of them. This is absolute. Now I have a right, Arnab Goswami.
You don't have a
right to wear hijab. It is a fundamental
You don't have a right.
given to me by the Constitution.
I want before Sanju responds to you. Before Sanju responds to you. Before Sanju responds to you. Waris.
I have given.
Waris.
No.
Waris,
I
1
have
minute.
just now read Article 29 of the Constitution, which gives me the right, and I will practice. I want my woman to wear hijab on her head, have book, pen, and Constitution in one hand, and Quran on other hand. Study, become a good lawyer, doctor, engineer, and anchor, and one day become the Prime Minister of our great nation, Bharat. These are my intention, and inshallah, you may laugh out. You may laugh, but one day I am sure, inshallah, a hijabi woman will become Prime Minister of our great nation, Bharat. Mark my words, Arnab Goswami, you will be there and we will debate on that issue.
I'll always be there, but I'll tell you, why should I? 1 minute. No, why should I debate? If a Muslim woman becomes the Prime Minister of India, I'll be proud. There's no problem. My question is this. No, why are you taking it like a challenge? No, 1 second. No, 1 minute. Before I proceed, 1 minute, Sanju, what is it? Before I proceed, you people like these negatives portrayed, You will one day see that a Muslim woman will become Prime Minister. I'll be happy. I'll be happy with it. It's a Muslim woman or a Hindu woman. If a woman becomes the Prime Minister of the country, I'll be happy.
Inshallah.
No. 1 sec. This does not need, it's not a question of inshallah and all. The fact is very simple. If a woman becomes the Prime Minister, it's good. People like you. People like you. Now listen to me. People like you stop doing this Hindu-Muslim thing, because what you did, viewers, and I'll explain to you what Waris does. Waris is an expert. It's like, Waris, you ever made curd at home, yogurt at home? You pick up an issue and you take it, put it in a bowl of milk and you hope it becomes curd by next morning, right? Now, the issue with you is, you want to pick up a Hindu-Muslim issue in Karnataka and then you want to import it in UP. And your leader, Asaduddin Owaisi, says, we will see who will stop you from wearing the hijab. I am asking you, what does a small dispute in an educational institution involving 6 girls in Karnataka, which is not even an issue, what does it have to do with Saharanpur? What does it have to do with Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh? What does it have to do with Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh? You are a desperate man. You come from a desperate party. You're a desperate man. You want to make it. You want to keep it alive.
Modi started.
You are Modi. Did Modi say? I'm sorry. Why were Congress legislators wearing armbands, black armbands in the assembly over the hijab issue? You don't respect the court. Why were you wearing a black armband? Tell me. Why were they wearing a black armband?
Put mathe pe tika and Mangal Sutra. No objection. We have no objection. Why Yogi goes to the assembly as a chief minister wearing a Bhagwan?
You lost the issue. Sanju will respond. Debate is on.
Singh Thakur can go to the parliament with a rope. No issue.
You just want a Hindu-Muslim angle. You want a Hindu-Muslim angle. You're desperate.
Modi has got an issue.
If you don't get a Hindu-Muslim angle, you won't have a cup of tea in the morning.
मैं चाहे जींस पहनूं, मैं चाहे हिजाब पहनूं, मेरी मर्जी, freedom of choice.
अरे किसने रोका है?
Arnab Goswami, what will happen to the constitution? Does the constitution is suspended?
अरे किसने रोका है
when I enter the school or college? Karnataka, Modi is stopping. Yesterday one woman was heckled in front of the people. She was forced to remove her hijab. She was forced to remove her burqa.
He's trying to pull an emotional angle to this.
Even if it was my Hindu sister, I would have felt bad. This is humiliation which Modi government wants to do with our Muslims of the country. And that is why I stand up for the rights of my Muslim women, sisters and daughters. I will not stop. You may debate, you may not debate. It is your
concern. You have never stood for the rights of. I'm sorry. Now, Waris, you just relax. Waris. Now Sanju will speak. Listen to me, yaar. Listen to me, Waris. Now Sanju will speak. You will listen. But I'll say something before that. Viewers, this man, who's sitting on his easy chair, relaxed. He wears the clothes that he wants. He dresses as he wants. He bears the best designer clothes. When he went to Shaheen Bagh, viewers, a few years back, he went there for 5 minutes and went back to a 7-star hotel suite and said that was his contribution to the protest. You are a fraud. You're an absolute fraud, Waris. And let me explain to you. You're a friend of mine, but you're a fraud. I'll tell you why. Because essentially, you have never stood for Muslim women. You were against the triple talaq bill. You wanted your Muslim sisters to be thrown out of their house by inconsiderate husbands who said talaq. You stood against them, Waris. You have no right to speak for them. No No, right. Now Sanju will speak and you will listen. Sanju's turn. Debate is on. Sanju, now you be quiet. No, you have never spoken for them. Sanju speaking now. Now that's enough. That's enough. What is? Debate is on. 50-50. Sanju speaking. Enough. Debate is on. Let's move fast. Let's move fast. Let's move fast, viewers. Do you agree with me? Let's move fast. Sanju.
I will not speak if you can't stop him. This is not done. I have been waiting patiently. May I?
Yeah, continue.
You say either you speak or let me speak.
Okay.
Yeah?
Or not. Okay, Varis, I heard you. Let me speak now. Please, show some tolerance, Varis. Thank you. Arnab, I'll quickly sum up the basic nub of the argument. First and foremost, let's be very clear that no fundamental right is absolute. All the Muslim activists who've been supporting hijab, they've been saying we enjoy right to equality under Article 14-15. We have right to life and liberty under Article 21. We have right to profess and practice our religion under Article 25. Yes, you do have all these rights. Every Hindu, Sikh, Muslim, Christian, Isai, etc., has these rights. But all these rights are subject to reasonable restrictions in the interest of public order, morality and health. Point number one. Point number two, the Bombay High Court in 2003, the Madras High Court in 2006, the Kerala High Court in 2018, and most importantly, the Supreme Court in 2015 said hijab is not needed. In fact, Supreme Court said to one of the petitioners, if you don't wear hijab for a day, your faith will not vanish. Do not make this into
you can wear hijab and play FIFA football World Cup. You can wear hijab and you can play basketball at international level. 2019, when the Ireland government said that the police officers can wear hijab, Sardarji brothers can wear turban. Modi ji appreciated. Modi appreciated. Very historic moment. And when it comes to our country, Modi's hypocrisy is exposed. Modi's hypocrisy is exposed.
Varis, nobody is with the hardliners. I'm telling you this. And let her complete. Let her complete her point, yaar. She listened to you. I need to move on fast. Varis, now be quiet. Miss, my humble request to you. No, you.
May I please?
Yeah, okay. Complete your point.
Okay.
Yeah, let's remain focused.
The most important point is this. The Supreme Court has said if you don't wear hijab, your faith will not vanish. But most importantly, Arnab, there is this wannabe starlet called Sonam Kapoor. I don't know who she is or what she is. She said, apparently, and this became big news on Twitter, that if a Sikh can wear a turban, why can't a Muslim woman wear a hijab? So I want to remind wannabe starlets like Sonam Kapoor to your channel, Arnab Goswami, that there is a judgment as recently as November 2021, Gurpreet Singh versus the Union of India, where the Supreme Court has ruled that hijab is not an essential Islamic practice, but wearing a turban is an essential Islamic practice in the Sikh religion. So do not compare apples with oranges. Wearing a turban has nothing to do with wearing or not wearing a hijab. But most importantly, Arnab, I'm reminded of a horrific incident, 2 months back in Iran, where a man came to a public square and said, look, I've butchered my 14-year-old daughter. He came with a severed head and proudly declared, I did so. I butchered her because she refused to wear a hijab.
How does this affect our case?
She got 8 years in prison.
How does
but a woman in Iran who refused to wear a hijab is serving 20 years in prison.
For election speech
India
is
is
over,
not
Arnab,
Iran.
I would like to respond.
India is not Malaysia. India is not Egypt.
You are done, Sanju. You are done.
I will.
We are not a Sharia state.
Atik, 1 minute.
Republic.
Yeah, Atik, either 1 minute, please, if I may. Ishkaran has not spoken, Kamru has not spoken, but I'm giving everyone enough time. And Atik, listen to me. Atik, 1 minute, yaar. Varis, just put a speed breaker. I'm bringing in Atik and Dr. Zinat Shaukat Ali. I'm bringing in Atik and Dr. Zinat Shaukat Ali, please, if I may. See, Atik, firstly, either we are secular or we are commoner. Okay? You can't be both. Day in and day out, you people keep preaching about secularism. And you preach it to us. Then we tell you, you know what secularism is? Secularism is not giving in to people like you. You know what true secularism is? You see, you are a hardliner. You are a Zakir Naik fan. You're a fanboy of Zakir Naik. I don't need to say anything more about you. Okay, but people like you are in an ultra minority. And people like Dr. Zeenat Shaukat Ali are respected. Women, Muslim women, Hindu women, women across the country stop and listen when Zeenat Shaukat Ali speaks. But when people like you speaks, you know, it's like a campus front of India activist going to a park and saying, please listen to me. I don't mean to insult you. I have nothing to gain by insulting you.
Do I have
But
a right to
I
speak
want
now?
to tell you, I just want to tell you one thing. I want to tell you one thing. Just listen to me. Calm down. BP down. You are a hardliner. There are other hardliners like you. The bad news for you is that in today's India, nobody is going to appease you. Nobody is going to appease a hardliner. You understand?
You have decided the hardliners. Sanju is not a hardliner.
You are a hardliner. You.
She is a very soft-spoken person.
No, you are a hardliner.
She is not playing communal politics. She is not a member of the RSS. She is not towing the line of the RSS. Who decides?
Okay, so who decides that?
By the way, this is not a debate on Zakir Naik, and I would like to know from
who
Sanju,
decides? One
where
minute.
is Zakir Naik? Why
I don't know,
haven't he
wherever he's
arrested
running
so
away, he's
far?
such a coward.
Who
You
has
will know,
given
na?
a
You used to
long
advocate for
rope
him.
to Zakir Naik's?
Question is this, see, understand this. I feel
I
Dr.
used to
Zeenat Shaukat Ali.
advocate for our ideology of liberalism, not for a coward like a person running away from India.
Okay, I'll get Zeenat Shaukat
And
Ali.
I urge the government of India to bring all those cowards back.
Same person who you used to speak for and claim to be a spokesperson of a few years back. Anyway, my question is,
I
Dr.
used
Zeenat
to
Shaukat Ali,
speak
Dr.
for my
Zeenat
rights,
Shaukat Ali, do people like
for the
Atikur
rights of the
Rahman
minorities
need
in India.
no, do they realize
That was not tolerated by you.
do they realize they have
So who
painted
is
themselves into a
intolerant now?
corner where nobody likes what they say? You know, they want to control women. They want to control Muslim
you are
women,
not
deny them their
allowing me to
rights,
speak.
misinterpret religious
are
books. I
neither
invite
allowing
you
me
into
to
an
speak.
open debate. You say you are a Islamic
you are
scholar.
allowing
Have an open
Dr.
debate.
Zeenat
Have an
to
open
speak.
debate right now. Next 5 minutes with Zeenat Shaukat Ali. Let's see who proves her point.
I am a researcher. You give us any names.
You debate with her. She's accepted the debate.
Can I say something?
Yes, please, Dr. Zeenat Shaukat Ali. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me on your show, Arnab. All that I want to say is that there is no blanket ban on hijab at all. This is not that kind of a question. The Constitution of India is giving you the fullest right to dress as you please, whether it be a ghungat, whether it be a hijab, whether it be a shalwar kurta, whether it be a sari. The Constitution is giving you that right. Now we are talking about a particular school. And in the particular school, there is a particular law and there's a particular norm. And that norm, that norm has now gone to court. We are awaiting the court's decision in the matter. So why should we create a circus before the court gives its decision? The court is weighing everything very carefully. If you follow the arguments of the court, even the petitioners have very strong argument and very strong people who are speaking on behalf of the hijab and on behalf of the students. So give them that credit. And our courts have basically extremely balanced and always very sensible and take a right call after giving all the due consideration. In the interim period, till the court order does not come, it was said that any kind of religious symbology should not be introduced into the school. And I think that was a perfect order. As a matter of fact, if I had anything to do with the court, I would have said, this order should be permanent. But whatever it is, let the courts decide. Before the courts decide, and we want to take out, the Muslims of this country want to take out, parades and, revolts of this kind, it does not befit. You have to follow the law of the land, Atik Bhai.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for you. We have worked together for so many years, but I think that, any court has to be respected and any judgment that is given.
Yeah.
Because otherwise there's going to be anarchy. You have to trust the court. If you do not find that you agree with the court, you have a Supreme Court. Please continue and go to the Supreme Court. But let us be civilized. There is a civilized way to deal with disagreements. We may have disagreements, but we Muslims, who are in this kind of a situation where we are now arguing about something that does not exist in the Quran. You know, the hijab is a very decent dress. You cover yourself, and you dress decently. That is what the Quran is telling you, that when you go out, you be decently clad, you be clad with izzat, and you be clad with chastity and with modesty. Now, then the Quran is saying that, and it has not prescribed any particular form of a dress.
But Waris has. Waris has decided what women should wear. And my essential problem is with that, and I want to bring in, I want to bring in Waris, wait a minute, I want to bring in Ishkaran. I want to bring in Ishkaran and Kamru. Waris, I'm going to deal with you in a minute. Kamru, you are from a party called the Vadra Congress. That party has a leader, right? He's also a legislator. His name is Zamir Ahmad. And he says that rape happens because women don't wear the hijab. I'd like your comments on it. He says the rape rate is highest in our country. What do you think is the reason for this? The reason is that several women don't wear the hijab. Please, why are you quiet? Why don't you respond to this?
Arnab, the first basic point that I want to...
No, your first basic point is to answer my question. No, your first basic point is that a Congress leader has said in Karnataka, amidst this raging debate, that women get raped because they don't wear the hijab. No, you'll have to answer. You will have to answer this question. What is your view on that?
No, then the Prime Minister of the country says a 50 crore girlfriend. That is not misogyny.
I am asking you about the comment on rape and Ishkaran. Sanju is on the debate. You're avoiding it. You're avoiding an answer. Sanju is on the debate. No, you're avoiding an answer. A comment has been made by a Congress leader. You better face it.
Let me just come to the point. You have given the BJP 5 minutes. You give me just 1 minute. If you have got the guts, Arnab, give me 1 minute of your prime time. Let me just expose everybody here in your panel who have spoken against this controversy right now. Just give me 1 minute if you have got the guts.
Girls will be raped. Shame on Zamir Ahmad. Shame on Priyanka Vadra. Shame on Rahul.
Do you have the guts to give me 1 minute?
Are you saying women who don't wear hijab are easy prey?
To decide on what Muslim girls should wear or not? What the country girls should wear or not? You bring in people who link the hijab issue to the nation first issue. This is the hypocrisy of the so-called right-wing fanatics, the right-wing idiots in this country that have been cultured by this ecosystem that have been here for the last 4
Control your language, everyone. Control your language, everyone. Ishkaran is on the debate. Ishkaran is on the debate. You know, Ishkaran, they get very, 1 second, Sanju, they get very upset when I tell them the truth of what people have been saying. Lubna Sarwat couldn't deal with it. But the fact is, a Samajwadi Party leader, name I think Rubina Khan, says that anyone who tries to lay a hand on a hijab will see their hands chopped off. First of all, who was laying their hands? What is the need to talk about chopping hands? What is the need to talk about chopping heads, chopping hands,
Arnab,
to talk about bloodshed? What was the need for it? Ishkaran is on right now.
Children being removed their hijab.
Thank you.
But you tell me that teachers
Ishkaran is on the debate now. Ishkaran and Waris.
Asked to remove the hijab outside the school.
Arnab, I am speaking last. I might be given uninterrupted time. Then tell me, otherwise I will not speak. There is no point of this.
This is about the
40 minutes after the debate and somebody has to heckle me. There is no point of my speaking then.
Been ruling this country over the 78 years.
Arnab, this is, if you can't lower the feeder after 40 minutes of my waiting, then there is no point of my speaking.
Continue.
Arnab, this is a very important debate. There is no harm in anybody turning curd into milk, subject to not using the bacteria of communalism, not using the bacteria of patriarchy, not using the bacteria to suppress women. That is the problem. We saw in Shaheen Bagh, a 4-month-old young girl lost her life. Did she make a choice to go there? Are 10-year-old girls making a choice to wear hijab or not? Under 18, under Indian law, there is nothing known as a choice. You can't contract under 18. You are talking about schools and colleges of young girls. what will happen? It will not be a choice. The father, the grandfather, the aunt, the uncles will decide what a young girl gets to wear. So let us not make it a debate about
Ishkaran should be allowed to speak. Slow it down for a while.
Let me just finish my point.
Waris, wait a minute. Let him finish.
You can come in. You can answer that. Please answer that. Let me finish my point. A person below 18, we know the social reality. Once hijabs are allowed in school and certain schools don't allow it, and certain schools allow it. But the schools who don't allow it, once you allow it, everybody will be forced to make it, or you will have societal pressure. Law recognizes societal pressure. And all those who want people wearing hijab to the Prime Minister of India, that would be a choice. They can become that because they would be adult making a choice. But to schools, there is a purpose of uniform. What next? Other uniforms also to have a different dress code based on one community's choice or veto. That cannot be allowed in a secular country. Obviously subject to what the Honorable Court thinks. But interim orders have not been in their favor. They should go it, not make it another Shaheen Bagh.
Ishkaran, you have raised a point. You have raised a question. Allow me to answer to your question. Now you spoke about the uniform. 2019, the Ireland police allowed female in a uniform
Talk
to wear
about
hijab.
India.
They also gave permission
Talk
to
about
the
India.
Sikhs to wear turban. Why not India? Modi
Talk
about India.
Modi said this is an historic event. So is the hypocrisy not exposed about Modi?
No, it's not. It's because Waris.
It is not.
It's not Waris.
It's not a uniform civil code. We will speak on that. What will you do about Daya Bhaga and Mitaksha?
Do you want a uniform civil code in India? It's a simple question. Do you want a uniform civil code in India?
What will you do with the Daya Bhaga and the Mitaksha? Mitaksha school of thought. What will you do?
Sharia law in Islam? Do you want Sharia law in crime?
Family?
Do you want that? There are certain countries which have Sharia law for crime. There are certain countries which have uniform civil code for civil law. We have to see what is allowed in India. That is the point. What is allowed in India is what we have to see, and that is what the courts are seeing. Please respect the verdict. While you are respecting that verdict, don't do a Shaheen Bagh. That is all I ask of you. A 4-month-old child lost her life in Shaheen Bagh because of cold, because of exposure to weather. Please do not put the lives of other young girls, other young kids at risk. That is all I am asking you. Awaiting the judgment of the court.
Waris, 1 minute now. Now, Ishkaran, I'm coming in with a question. Waris, thank you. Waris, my question to you is, and Subbu is on the other side. 1 minute. Waris, wait a minute. Just wait a minute, okay? We go by the principle of precedent on this program. And going by the principle of precedent, you said during Shaheen Bagh, early January 2020, late December 2019, you said that in 1 year, you came on this program and you said, in less than 1 year, all Muslims, the Modi government, your exact words, the Modi government has carried out a conspiracy to deny all Indian Muslims equal citizenship. And I told you that, Waris, you are lying, but you were in the heat of the moment, you kept saying that no, this is the plan of the Modi government, that that Muslims will no longer be full Indian citizens. We'll have lesser rights. Okay. Now we have quite a few Muslims on the program here today. We have Dr. Zinat Shaukat Ali, Subui Khan, we have Waris Pathan, we have Atikur Rahman. Which one of you has lost your citizenship? Which one of you has lost your citizenship? Tell Subui. Tell Subui, has Subui lost her citizenship?
Arnab, if he'll stop shouting, I will expose another propaganda why they are doing it. If he'll stop shouting.
But he hyperventilated.
All lies and canards. Don't believe his word.
Waris ji, Arnab, please इनकी आवाज कम करा दीजिए.
Waris, okay. Subui says she needs 1 minute to expose you. I am giving Subui exactly 1 minute to expose Waris Pathan. Waris Pathan, you will be, Waris, it's a live program, Waris. I never record my shows. Waris.
Calls that the Muslim women are my sisters.
Arey, don't shout it.
Jumlas they are.
Waris, in 1 minute she's going to expose you.
Don't believe him,
Sit back and relax. Sit back and relax. She's exposing you in 1 minute, she said.
She's already exposed.
She's exposing you in 1 minute. Waris, be quiet, your fader's down. She's exposing you, listen to her. And message everyone and tell them I am completely being decimated by Subui on the debate tonight. Subui.
Arnab, they are using this statement, one day inshallah hijabi girl will become the Prime Minister of India. Of course a Muslim can become a Prime Minister of India, Muslim woman can become a Prime Minister of India, but that can happen once she breaks the shackles of halala, polygamy, misyar marriage, and Sharia, burqa, and you do not want that to happen. You are scared by the education of a Muslim woman. You are scared by the emancipation of a Muslim woman. That is why you are trying to push her back to madrasas. This controversy has been created because Muslim women are silently supporting Modi ji. They are feeling secure now. They are feeling safe now. Arnab, we are running a nationalist movement called Rashtra Jagran Abhiyan, and Uttar Pradesh is a center in that movement. I have seen personally, I have travelled almost all the districts of Uttar Pradesh, and I have seen that Muslim women are fiercely supporting Yogi ji. That is why this ruckus has been created immediately before UP elections, because they want to communalize and radicalize and manipulate the Muslim women votes which are going to Yogi ji in UP elections. Because before 2017, we have never got this security and safety in UP. दुकानों में, पान की दुकानों में, गलियों में, चौबारों में गैंगस्टर्स, माफियाज, रेपिस्ट खुल्ला घूमते थे अर्नब. इनको वो आजादी बर्दाश्त नहीं हो रही है because only a Muslim woman has the strength to bring reform in Islam. Muslim woman is the only one. Muslim woman is the only one who is subjected to most cruelty by Sharia law. We have been subjected to these misogynist practices. We have been treated as sexual commodities. You are scared by our education, and you are scared that we have found a leadership who is supporting us, who is giving us security.
You can wear whatever dress you want. You can put a tilak, you can wear bangal sutra, you can adopt the Sanatan Dharma. You can adopt the Sanatan Dharma, it is your personal life.
I want to give a last message to Muslim women. Do not get emotionally blackmailed or instigated by these misogynist men who are simply using you in the name of Islam. Also consider the future implications. You are putting a black spot on the minds of a Muslim society. You are asking them to be discriminated. Our constitution does not discriminate. Article 14 talks about equality. Article 15 talks about equality. You are asking Muslims to be discriminated.
Okay, last 1 minute of the debate. Last 1 minute of the debate. Last 1 minute of the debate, and I want to bring everyone's attention to the fact. Subui, well spoken. Just give a minute. I'm bringing in right now. I'm bringing in just 1 minute. I'm bringing in Sanju and Kamru Chaudhary. Fundamental says that 3 high courts, viewers, not 1, not 2, but 3, 2018, 2003, and 2004 have disallowed students from wearing the hijab inside school premises. Kamru, there is no debate. It's a settled matter in the law. You understand, no? Do you have a response? I gave you 3 judgments. I quoted 3. Do you have anything to say, Kamru, or are you just stunned?
You quote me 3 judgments. I quote you the Kerala judgment. I quote you the Chennai judgment.
What was the Kerala judgment? What was the Kerala judgment? What was the Kerala judgment? In the Kerala High Court 2018, Fatima Tasneem and State of Kerala, I am asking you. Don't shout, I am asking you the Kerala judgment. The Kerala judgment clearly said there was a writ petition which was moved by the father of 2 minor girls, in which he challenged the schools not giving permission to wear a headscarf. There was a single judge bench, and it ruled in favor of the school. What are you talking about? You come unprepared on my program? You come unprepared on my program?
Arnab, that's the problem with you. You jump to a conclusion before even hearing the entire issue. There was an issue wherein the High Court cancelled the expulsion of 6 Catholic students from the school because they did not want to recite a particular song or national anthem, something like that.
I think you're confused. Sanju is responding. I think you're very confused, man. Sanju is responding. You're confused. You're a very confused man.
Wait, no.
You're very confused.
Nothing. This is not confusion, but the moot point.
Sanju, last one.
You must remember that you are nobody to direct the Muslim women of this country to wear
what is wrong with you.
You cannot have I need my time. I refuse to on the street. The Muslim women have got their rights.
Reduce the time. Kamru down. Sanju, please. Thank you.
Now
Go ahead. Time is running out. Go ahead.
Arnab, let me tell you clearly, I think three judgments. 1996, Molly Joseph versus George Sebastian. 2014, Vishwa Mohan Lotan versus Union of India. Arnab, I refuse to debate with this man because you are not lowering his header. I will not shout over
Complete your point.
What do you mean complete your point when you are not to control it?
Then switch please on the right.
I am not here to engage in a shouting match.
You are speaking that what
If this man continues to
Switch on the right saves me time. Thank you.
You are not.
This is not according to your likes and dislikes, madam.
Okay, now complete your point, please. I'm running short of time. Yes, please.
1996, Molly Joseph versus George Sebastian. 2014, Vishwa Mohan Lotan versus Union of India. And as recently as July 2021, Alka Meena versus Satyapat Meena. The law of the land is clear. Supreme Court has said
Ladies and gentlemen,
that in matters pertaining to education, dress code,
okay,
the
and
reach of the
I get your point. I get your point. Essentially, on issues like this, those who want to make it a hot political cauldron should do some reading before it. In this case of the hijab issue, the law is absolutely clear. It's for the uniform. The matter is still being looked at in courts, and people are trying to make it a subject of a volatile political debate. It was most unnecessary, and today this entire controversy has been declared a flop. On the other side tonight, no World War III. Now, there are some people who are telling you it's going to start tomorrow. Trust me, as of now, it looks like it won't, but we'll see. See you on the other side.